Good evening. Two men meet in private to discuss working together. A footballer prepares for his first match after a blood clot. A vaccine stalks cancer returning in some patients. None of these stories are connected, except that they all depend on what happens next. And none of them can tell you what that will be. So we watch. Bournemouth have a new manager ahead of their match at Manchester City this afternoon. Marco Rose took charge in May after Andoni Iraola decided to leave the South Coast club. The German spoke positively before his first competitive game in the job. Kickoff at the Etihad is at 2 o'clock. City are also pursuing a move for the player Ayoub Bouadi, though no further details have been confirmed. Guardian Football reported this. The Sindh government wants a judicial commission to review the murder investigation of Mir Raza Ali. Officials said on Sunday they will ask the Provincial High Court's Chief Justice to establish the commission. Its job would be to determine whether the probe is being conducted impartially and according to the law. But the family's lawyer objected almost immediately. He said they would go to the Sindh High Court on Monday to challenge the government's decision. The family wants a different approach to reviewing how the case has been handled. Dawn reported this. A private meeting has taken place between senior figures from opposite sides of Washington's political divide. Jared Kushner, President Trump's son-in-law, sat down with Hakeem Jeffries, the congressman expected to become Speaker if Democrats win control of the House in next week's midterm elections. The two discussed how a Democratic-led House and the Trump administration might work together. The meeting happened even as both parties have been attacking each other on the campaign trail. Jeffries is in line to lead the House Democrats. Kushner is a senior advisor to his father-in-law. The conversation suggests both sides may be preparing for divided government after the midterms. New York Times reported this. A new museum is getting ready to open its doors in Western Sydney. Staff at Powerhouse Parramatta are installing more than 3,000 objects for the grand opening. The items have been sourced from Australia and around the world. The museum is focusing on immersive experiences for visitors. Powerhouse Parramatta will be the latest addition to the Powerhouse Museum network when it opens. ABC Australia Just In reported this. Up to 40,000 runners will compete in the Sydney Marathon next week. They'll all receive a finisher's medal. But there's been a mistake. The medals have been engraved with an image of a German stadium instead of an Australian one. Organisers have called it an unfortunate error. The mix-up means thousands of participants will take home a souvenir featuring the wrong venue entirely. It's not clear which German stadium appears on the medals or how the error happened in the first place. The organizers have acknowledged the problem publicly, but the runners will still receive the incorrectly decorated medals when they cross the finish line. Sky News reported this. Sydney's marathon runners will cross the finish line next week wearing medals that show the wrong stadium. It was made in Germany, which may explain it. Now to Mexico. There's a debate in Mexico about what should happen to a major art collection. The Gelman collection has become the subject of calls for government action. Some have suggested that President Claudia Sheinbaum should nationalize it, bringing the works under state control. But art historian Marcia Melendez is pushing back against that idea. She's arguing that nationalization would be the wrong approach. The disagreement highlights broader questions about how Mexico handles significant private art holdings. Melendez hasn't said publicly what alternative she favors. For now, the collection remains in private hands while the argument continues. Mexico News Daily reported this. Whistling is woven into the fabric of everyday life in Mexico. It's considered an integral part of Mexican identity. Sarah DeVries has written about the tradition. She explains that there's a different whistle for every occasion. The piece explores how Mexicans use this distinctive form of communication in their daily routines. It's a cultural practice that sets the country apart. DeVries offers guidance on how outsiders can learn to whistle in the authentic Mexican style. Mexico News Daily reported this. A Premier League club is working on a deal to bring in a goalkeeper from one of Europe's biggest teams. Bournemouth are in talks with Juventus over signing one of their keepers. The Cherries are looking to strengthen their options between the posts. Juventus play in Italy's top division and have won the league title dozens of times. No fee has been agreed yet. The clubs are still discussing terms. Bournemouth sit in the bottom half of the Premier League table. They're trying to avoid relegation this season. The Italian side are willing to let the player leave. That could help the deal go through. Sky Transfers reported this. The San Antonio Spurs start their new season on Wednesday. Their star player Victor Wembanyama will be back on court for his third campaign with the team. He was diagnosed with deep vein thrombosis 8 months ago. That's a serious blood clot condition. But he's been cleared to play again. His preparation for the season has been anything but typical. It's included chess, spending time with monks, and even a visit to NASA. Wembanyama is one of basketball's most exciting young talents. The Spurs will be hoping his unusual training methods pay off when their season gets underway. BBC Basketball reported this. A new cancer vaccine has shown it can stop melanoma from coming back in patients who've already been treated for the disease. The vaccine is made by Moderna, the same company that produced one of the COVID vaccines. This treatment is personalized. It works differently from traditional vaccines. Doctors create a unique version for each patient based on their specific tumor. The results mark a significant step forward for this type of medicine. Melanoma is the most serious form of skin cancer. If the approach continues to prove successful, it could change how doctors treat not just melanoma, but other cancers as well. The vaccine trains the immune system to recognize and attack any cancer cells that might remain after surgery or other treatments. Nature reported this.